Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be doing another transparency update as always. So for those of you that are new here, these transparency updates just include me talking about my gains and my losses for every single market day, and then also we go into some in-depth discussion on Tesla stock almost every time just because it takes up like so much of my portfolio. So unfortunately, no gains for today, and just addressing Tesla stock at this point in time, it is currently down 22.52%. We have absolutely seen a significant crash with Tesla stock. And so, as you can see with the portfolio, I'm currently at $111,405.06. And for the normal market hours, I'm down $26,471.76. That's minus 18.95%. And then in the after hours as well, I'm currently at minus 1.59%, which is minus $1,794.72. So pretty much near $28,000 in losses for today. However, when we put this in perspective in terms of Tesla, I mean, we can take a look at the weekly. I'm at minus 30.22%. That's around $50,000 at minus $48,249.01. In the past month, I'm actually only down 2.48%. So minus around $2,835.04. Past 3 months, I'm still up 26.02%. That's plus around $23,000. And then for the past year, which is really when I started investing. I began investing on December 2nd. So I'm still up 42.76% for the past year. That's plus $33,370.22. So I just wanted to show every single one of these time frames, especially regarding Tesla, because I think with a lot of new people getting in on Tesla stock, they don't really realize that Tesla is still up 73.96% over the past 3 months. And even over the past month, it's still in the positive at plus 13.52%. And then for the past year, of course, it's up tremendously at plus 604.57%. So my point here is, there has been a huge run-up with the most recent announcement of the stock split. That absolutely skyrocketed the stock, in which it went from pre-split $13.74 per share to pretty much $2,500 per share at one point when it was like $498. And of course, you just multiply that share price by 5 if you want to get that pre-split number. So we've seen a huge run-up from $13.74 to $2,500 almost. And so with today, I just want to emphasize that although we are seeing some big drops for Tesla at minus 22.52%. At this point, in my opinion, this is actually healthy. It was about due time that Tesla had a reasonable pullback that, of course, separates the investors from the people that are just attracted to the quick money. And so a day like today definitely shows who actually has a lot of conviction and high beliefs towards the future of Tesla compared to those that were simply just riding the train upwards and hoping for those quick gains and then cashing out or either panic selling at a loss. And so when I really talk about Tesla being a long-term stock, this is exactly the type of day that I'm sort of referencing when I talk about this concept. And before I go on any further, before I forget, if you all do enjoy these transparency updates where I just keep it real with you all, whether it's huge losses or huge gains, I share it with you all. If you all enjoy these types of videos, please make sure to smash that like button. It really does help me out. But like I said, days like today really prove why Tesla is one of those stocks that is really at this point for long-term investors, in my opinion. And of course, anything that I say or have said in this video is not to be considered financial advice. This is simply just me sharing my thoughts and feelings and opinions and perspectives about the market. And for a while now, especially in my videos in the past, I've always emphasized Tesla as one of those long-term stocks. Tesla really isn't worth someone's time if they're only trying to get in on it for some short-term money, because it's really unpredictable, it's really volatile, and generally just short-term investments alone are unpredictable in itself. But when you combine short-term investments with Tesla as well, which already has a lot of volatility, then that's just a recipe for disaster for those that are just looking for quick money. And so that's just the honest truth right there. And I've always addressed the fact that Tesla stock has been at a premium. However, I've always thought it has been worth the premium price tag for those investors that are looking at Tesla through the telescope in the long-term future. We're talking about looking far into the future as in like 2030, where Tesla could be at as a company. And I think there's so much potential with this right now. And so for the people that still maintain this belief with Tesla and those that really haven't changed their perspective or mindset based off of these movements that we've seen recently, then today actually presents itself a really good buying opportunity. And so as you all know, I'm pretty much dry on cash right now. I spent all of my cash last month just dollar cost averaging into Tesla, and then of course when I get paid this month as well, I'll likely be putting that into Tesla once again. And I did make a small purchase today, around $200 in Tesla. It was like $230 some dollars, just because I sold something at a pawn shop recently, put it into my bank account, transferred it to Robinhood, and then put it into Tesla stock. So I am squeezing every last penny of the cash that I had on the sidelines out. I have nothing right now, nothing in the bank account. All of it is in my investment account. So I am trying to take advantage of days like today, but I definitely wish I had more cash on the sidelines. However, still, I'm just glad that I'm in Tesla stock regardless with the dollar cost averaging and stuff like that. So with a day like today, in contrast to a lot of perspectives people have right now, I'm actually a little bit excited about a drop like this because, of course, if it's going to drop, then I might as well just get a heavy drop so I can actually take advantage of a cheap price. And I honestly think $324.10 per share 10 years from now, by the time of 2030, this is going to look incredibly cheap in my opinion. I think people are going to look back on this price and it's kind of going to be the same thing where you look back on the price of Tesla earlier this year when it was like $48 and you compare it to now and it's like so much higher than that. So of course everybody wishes they had a time machine so they can go back and invest in Tesla stock before it ran up, and I think the same situation is going to occur with Tesla stock by the time of 2030. So for a day like today, for those investors that are still able to maintain their composure, separate their emotions from the market and all of those things, then today is actually a fantastic opportunity to buy Tesla stock. Like I said, if I had some cash on the sidelines, I would absolutely be loading the boat on Tesla stock. And I have to admit, I got a comment earlier this morning and it was someone asking me, would I ever consider selling my Apple stock to invest in Tesla stock? And this is something that of course I've thought about before. That's an idea that's been bouncing around in my head, but I feel like Apple stock is still a fantastic high quality company, especially over these next couple of years as well. I still think there's so much potential. However, when I'm seeing a lot of big discounts happening with Tesla right now, I start to get a little bit more into that consideration of possibly selling Apple stock. Now, keep in mind, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do just yet, but if I see some more huge discounts, like another minus 20% tomorrow, or just like another minus 20% over this next week, then I may consider doing something like that and possibly selling some Apple stock and putting it into Tesla. Because of course, I'm still up really far on Apple. I believe I'm up like 50% still. I have like $7,000, $8,000 in profits. And so if I see Tesla stock at like an incredibly cheap price, and I still have some nice profits for Apple, then that might actually be something that I consider, which would be selling Apple and then putting those funds into Tesla while it's at a super cheap price. But at this point, like I said, Apple stock is really my only option for somehow finding some cash to put into Tesla stock. And I honestly don't want to sell Apple just because of the fact that it hasn't even been a year of me holding my position, so I wouldn't get the cheaper capital gains tax rate. So I would end up having to pay a lot more in taxes, especially since I'm self-employed, and self-employed people have to just pay much more in taxes than your typical worker with an employer. So there is that reward to hold Apple long term, and I feel like Apple is still going to be a very successful company in the long term as well. So this is just one of those situations. If I do see an incredible opportunity with Tesla stock being just ridiculously low, in which I think people are really overreacting, then I might consider selling out of some of my Apple position to put some money into Tesla, because as you all know, I take opportunities in situations where I see them. So just like with a day like today, as I've preached in previous videos, I just want to reiterate it over and over again because sometimes people need a reminder. I look at days like today as an opportunity. Of course, you can take on the negative approach and just look at a red day as, just as totally bad, no opportunities there, and you get stressed out about it and you check the market 24/7, every 5 minutes, you can't sleep at night. You could do that. Or you could actually look at a day like today and say, okay, separate my emotions from the market, look at these numbers, see what's happening, tell yourself not to stress about it, and then also look at it and say, wow, actually, if I had some cash on the sidelines today, I could sort of combat a red day like this by deploying some funds into some positions with these companies that I'm interested in. And so that's really the best way to counter a red day, in my opinion, which is buying it while it's at a discount. Otherwise, you have no other option than just selling or just sitting there and doing nothing. So I try to be a little bit more proactive with my approaches on days like today. And so I have to admit, as I said in my previous videos, especially over this weekend, I even said said that I was kind of hoping that S&P 500 inclusion wouldn't be announced this week, just because of the fact that I knew, especially if it wasn't announced on Tuesday, that people would start panicking. We would see the snowball effect of some people selling off, and then of course, as it starts to go down with more people selling off, then more people follow suit as well, in which we just see like a downwards trend. And that's exactly what we saw today with this like snowball effect of people seeing a red day, selling off, more people seeing a red day because of those previous people selling off, and then it just continues downwards. So I'm actually really excited about these opportunities presenting itself, and honestly I kind of hope this just continues or maintains itself at these low points until I'm able to actually deploy some more cash sometime later this month. So like I said, I'm looking at today like an opportunity, and I kind of hope it stays at this point, at least so I can start entering in some more positions on Tesla, buying more shares, and taking advantage of a sale like this. Because of course, everybody seems to get scared when Tesla drops on a day like this, but then in retrospect, once it skyrockets back up, everybody's like, man, I wish I would have bought Tesla stock way back then. I was just too scared to buy it. And so hindsight is always 20/20. But it's all about what you do in the moment and what you do when you're actually in that position of having the opportunity. So with a day like today, I spent all the cash that I had on the sidelines. It was only like $200 and some, but still, I used what I had. I took advantage of the opportunity, and I did what I could at the moment. So I'm pretty happy with my decisions today. And of course, like I said, with my concentration strategy, and especially given the fact that most of my portfolio consists of Tesla, I knew that with a large percentage of my portfolio having just Tesla stock, that I would experience days like this. But I've also had days where the stock is up 15%, 17%, and I'm still in the green on Tesla stock. So I knew this full and well beforehand when I made the purchasing decisions to concentrate a lot of my funds into Tesla, that there would be days like this, and I'm able to just accept this fact and not really be emotional about the stock market. And I think this mindset is game changing when especially new investors learn to not be emotional about what happens in the stock market. As long as you're making intelligent decisions and basing it off of facts and information and research and your long-term perspective, then of course separating your emotions is really beneficial, because your emotions are what holds you back in the stock market. That's what holds a lot of people back, especially those that are like bears on a certain company. Some of those bears can be emotional in the sense that if the company starts to be successful, instead of changing their mind, they always basically just tell themselves that you're right about this company, you know you're right, this is going to go bankrupt, this is going to fail, blah, blah, blah. And so instead of actually changing their mind and checking out the research on companies, and I'm not just specifically talking about Tesla, this applies to many of them, especially like Apple and many across the board that are just high quality companies, a lot of bears will just tell themselves these things because it reinforces their previous decisions that have been incorrect. And so instead of actually going back and saying, okay, you can learn from this and changing your mind, a lot of people are just simply emotional and cannot deal with the fact that they were wrong because they previously based their opinion on emotions. And so this doesn't just apply to bears as well, but it also applies to people that think they're bulls. So like people that thought they were in Tesla for the long term, today is really like that test to see who actually believes in Tesla for the long term, and especially for those that bought Tesla near all-time highs like $498, $480, $460. And just to show you all as well, if it makes you feel any better, I bought Tesla at pretty high prices, $2,200 per share. Once again, another $2,200 per share. I bought 5 shares at that price, spent $11,000. And then also just another reminder as well, I bought Tesla stock when it first hit like $950 per share this year, at this point right here. After that, it dipped down, and then I bought some like right here in this range as well. And so then we had the crash afterwards. So at this point in time, pre-split values, I had shares that I had purchased for $950, 2 of them at least, I believe, and so they dropped down to $364 in value. And so instead of panic selling on the way down, or even panic selling when we hit this super low point, I decided to hold them because I had faith in Tesla stock, and as you can see, it recovered, and those shares have actually made me a really nice profit since then, because my initial cost on that is $950, and then right now, like I said, this is like a $1,600 price tag pre-split if we're talking about Tesla share values. So anyways, just to address the numbers for today, as you can see, I'm currently at minus minus 22.50% for Tesla today. That's minus $26,847.76. And then for the total return, I'm at plus 20.20% or plus $15,546.46. And then next up, we do have Apple stock, which took another huge hit as well, which is at minus 7.01% for today. That's minus $1,424.64. And then for the total return, I'm still up a nice 57.34%. That's plus $6,886.56. So still, I'm up pretty well on Tesla stock. And the only reason that my total return is so low for Tesla is because I recently added some big positions to Tesla near its all-time high. So at one point before I added these positions, I was at like plus 120%. So the only reason this has been driven down so much is because I've added so many positions to Tesla since I was up like 100%. So that's mainly the reason for that. But anyways, hope you all enjoyed this video. Please make sure to smash that like button if you did. And also, feel free to check out Robinhood and Webull in the description below. If you sign up with my referral link, you'll get some free stocks. And especially with Webull right now, you can get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400 if you sign up with my link and deposit $100 into your account. Keep in mind, you can take that $100 right back out after you get your free stocks. So it's basically just free money. But hope you all enjoy this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.